In today's gaming news, Evolve is upon us, Eurogamer drops review scores, and Bethesda plans to host an E3 press conference for the first time ever. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. This is Force here with your day's gaming news. First up today, I know we're in the midst of not a lot going on in the world of video games, but there is a reprieve today, and that is the launch of Evolve. The asymmetrical multiplayer game that pits 4 hunters versus 1 player-controlled monster is upon us. Evolve launches today for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. So finally, we have another AAA game to dive into, to discuss, to criticize, and all of that. And there's going to be a lot of controversy around this particular title. Over the course of the past month, there's been a whole bunch of discussion about all of the DLC that's going to be available for Evolve. It comes at a time where we are consistently reminded of the fact that it is very expensive to produce these AAA titles, and developers and publishers are trying to continuously get more and more money out of us, the consumers. Now the question is, do we find the value for these higher price tags? The fact that we are, on many occasions, spending more than just the base box price. Sales would tell us, and the success of certain titles will tell us, yes, as long as the quality is there, people are willing to spend the money. So, will Evolve have the quality to warrant all of this DLC that's going to be coming out with the game? That's something we will be learning over the coming weeks. I will spend some time with this title, and I'll give you guys my opinions once I form them. But it will not be in the form of a review score for myself or for Eurogamer. Earlier today, Eurogamer revealed the fact that they will no longer be using a 10-point scoring system. Instead, they'll be having one-line summaries to coincide with longer written reviews, along with a stamp of either recommendation, essential, or avoid this title. So Eurogamer is now joining the slew of large gaming websites to do away with review scores altogether. There's really a multitude of factors into it. In fact, an article posted up by Eurogamer talks about why they made this decision. One of them is the fact that games are just so much more fluid and dynamic today, and how do you attribute a number to sort of all the facets of a title? You know, does the game have a good multiplayer but the single player story sucks? Well, what number tells us that that's the case? And there's just a lot to consider. Now, people who do want to take the time to be fully informed will read all of articles or watch an entire video rather than skipping to the end to get the exact score. So yeah, there's a lot of things to consider about this. Now, something I do want to note as well, though, is this doesn't necessarily mean that numerical scores are going away entirely. In fact, what I expect to happen is that as larger sites like Joystick, before they went debunked, and now Eurogamer decide to drop scores, numerical scores, other people are going to pick up that slack so that they can get a spot on Metacritic. It's really whether or not Metacritic stays popular that is going to determine whether or not we will do away with numerical scores entirely. And last up today, if you are a fan of Bethesda titles, prepare to hop on the hype train because they just revealed we're probably getting a big announcement at this year's E3. Today, Bethesda announced that they will be holding an E3 press conference this year for the very first time. The event will be taking place on Sunday, June the 14th. So why is this a big deal? Well, the fact is that E3 is the most forward-facing general public, people who aren't like really into gaming. It's the event that they hear about gaming from. So it's the event that my grandparents hear about gaming from. And to have a press conference means that there's likely a major announcement. Now, there's a couple of things coming from Bethesda that we could say maybe this would be for. You know, ESO is going to consoles soon, but are they really going to have an E3 press conference for the console version of ESO? Highly unlikely. Really, the hype behind that title has diminished tremendously, and there's going to be a resurgence for the console version, but not enough to warrant, I think, a press conference. We also have Doom on the horizon, and that is a thing that could certainly, some would say, maybe that's what this is going to be about, but does Doom really have the gusto behind it, the notoriety to warrant a full press conference at E3? I don't necessarily know that that's the case, but you know what series does? Fallout. That's correct. And most people are probably going to assume that this is going to be a reveal or announcement of the next Fallout title. And you know what? I hope so, because I much more look forward to the next Fallout than I do to the next Doom. I'm just being honest with you. But that's just my opinion, for whatever it's worth. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of The Force Feed. As always, please be sure to comment in the comment section below about any of the topics discussed here today. Will you be picking up Evolve? How do you feel about all of the DLC surrounding it? Numerical review scores potentially going away? Or do you think they're going to stay longer as long as Metacritic remains popular? And what do you think Bethesda's big reveal will be at this year's E3? That rhymes. Go me. Thanks, guys, for watching. Have a good afternoon. Once again, this has been Force, and you have just been force-fed. I am not typically one for rhymes. It's not something that I do all the time, but when I do, I make sure I get it right. So thanks for watching, and have a good night. That was pretty good. That was right off the cuff. I just made that up. I'm so good. I should be a rapper. Yeah.